Iowa is exactly what I thought they were, and they sure played well today. And we need to play better and coach better to have a chance to win against a team like that. Very disappointed, but not discouraged. This team will come back. They have every time this year. You know, we had first place team in the Big Ten East last week. We had the first place team in the Big Ten West this week, and we got another good team next week. So that's the way it is in the Big Ten, and we certainly gotta get our stuff fixed and figured out. There's no time to lick your wounds. So with that, I'll open it up to questions.
Greg, just some of the penalties, especially the false starts against a team of that caliber, how much do you feel like those kind of set you back and just took you?
Yeah, I think we had, 5 false starts, 5 or 6. You really don't have a chance when you do that. I should correct it. We don't, right? As I say to our team all the time, you have to understand who you are. And I think we do understand who we are. I mean, that's how we play. That's how we practice. That's how we prepare. But when you do things like we did today, it almost makes it impossible to win.
You guys have been pretty good at not committing penalties this season. Is there anything you think that caused a lot of them to happen today?
Oh, yeah, it was the crowd noise, without a doubt. I mean, we practiced with crowd noise that was, I thought every bit as loud as that. But crowd noise and good player against you can make you a little twitchy. And I think that's what happened to us. And then we had some snap infractions where they thought they heard something and they either didn't or I don't know why we would do it, but that's what happened. We have to get to the bottom of it. It can't happen again. Got a funny feeling it'll be noisy in Beaver Stadium next week, so we have to overcome it and we have to figure it out quickly.
I was really struggling to throw the ball coming into this game, and it just seemed like they got you with some short passing and different routes and things like one big breakdown. Was it your defensive scheme that was a letdown today, or what was your general sense of what didn't go well in the
It's hard to tell.
defensively?
It's hard to tell without really studying it. I'll watch it on the plane ride home. We did bust a coverage on that one with the tight end. I mean, he was wide open. So that's a busted communication issue there. But you're right. I mean, the quarterback, he's getting better, right? He's playing more and he's getting more reps and he's getting better. Everything, Coach Ferentz does a tremendous job. As I said earlier in the week, they're a developmental program just like we are. And he's been doing it 25 years at the same place. Had I not left, I'd be doing it 23 years. But I said that earlier in the week. That's life. We got some catching up to do. I said that. I was hoping we could play better today, and for a while we did. It's 3-0 at halftime, but you can't do that. We got worn out on defense. It was a 2-to-1 ratio on time of possession. The guys just play too many plays. They get worn out against a quality opponent like that. So
that's a really good defense. I mean, how would you kind of evaluate the way that you guys played offensively and what they kind of took away the running game a little bit?
Well, we've been able to do what we've been able to do is run the ball on everyone this year, and we weren't able to do that today. And that was a concern of mine. Now, the penalty certainly didn't help that, right? Because it just changes everything. It changes the way you can, as I've said to you before, our effectiveness on offense comes as a result of repetition after repetition, not only us getting better, but in game wearing people down. Well, as we got behind and, we were 3 and out or 4 and out with a penalty, you're not wearing anybody down that way. I thought we were fortunate to be only trailing 3-0 at the half. I said, you know what, maybe this is a day that we can kind of crank it up in the second half and find a way to win, even though that first half, you wouldn't have said was stellar. So, but it wasn't. More of the same continued, and that's just the way today was. It's unfortunate, but in sports that happens. You go out and it happens.
How do you think Gavin did? How do you evaluate how Gavin played?
Oh, I don't even know. I got to look at it. It certainly isn't Gavin alone. He had some nice passes, but I mean, for us to be effective, we have to be able to run the football, and we didn't do that. Everything comes off of that. That's who we are. I can't really say more than that. That's kind of where it stands. Penalties killed us. Those just, you talk about making you just out of whack. That's what those penalties do.
Kyle Monungai was listed as questionable coming into the game. Was he limited physically before he exited the game late in the fourth quarter there? Like, was he running at 100%?
Yeah, everybody's limited at this time of year, right? Their team was limited. They had guys playing that were bumped up. It's a matter of, are you able to go? And the reason I listed him as questionable is if they didn't go, I didn't want it to be where I didn't list them and they didn't play. Well, then you got some explaining to do, right? So, Johnny was on there as well, and Mayan was out. Mayan, I'm sure, would have helped us in those quarterback sneaks. That's kind of his game, right? But that's not an excuse. That's everybody's issue at this time of year. In November, it's harder. It's just the way it is. And these guys have been, as I told you, 15-1, make it 16-1 now in November, and that's tough. I mean, they do a good job, and so far, we've played two really good teams in November too, and we're fixing to play a third. So it makes November tough for us, but we got to find a way. That's what we go back, watch this thing, get back to New Jersey, and get back to work.
No, but is there any initial concern that the injuries to Longer Beam or Jackson or Kyle are longer term?
Very, very worrisome. Yeah, I mean, I think the toll of a long season, being in the back part of it now, is definitely having an effect. But like I said earlier, that's everybody. Sometimes you have a little more than others, but sometimes you have less. Who knows? But I just hope that they're going to be okay, and we'll be able to better ascertain that when we get back, and if there needs to be any tests done on those things. Appreciate you covering us, guys.